Welcome back to Katawa Shoujo part 17? It's either 17 or 18. For a moment she debates whether she should even bring it up, but goes for it anyway.
Is everything alright?
Alright? How do you mean? The fact I can't interpret her incredibly vague question puts her off for a second.
It's just, you seem unusually tired, I guess.
Now that she brings it up, I notice that my breathing is strangely heavy. The uphill walk has really done a good job on me. Lilly noticed it all too quickly.
We will be honest with Lilly. Yes, Lilly. Allow me to fondle your bosom if I'm honest with you, yes. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm being creepy.
It's alright. I just need to catch my breath. My condition isn't the best these days.
Oh. Is it something that is related to you being transferred here? I mean...
She cuts herself off rather abruptly, maybe realizing she was being a bit intrusive. Her instincts are sharp though, and while I don't like the subject, it's not like I should lie about it. If it's Lilly, I don't think I mind. Just to point out, Rin knows our exact problem, and despite being right next to Lilly asking the question, she keeps her mouth shut entirely. So, good Rin. Very good girl. I'm just a little weak for the time being.
Hanako said you look fairly healthy, so I naturally thought...
Lilly doesn't finish her sentence again, letting it trails off with a measure of concern. As she furrows her brow, Lily's uncomfortable expression spurs me to say at least something to ease her feelings. It's surprising she's this flustered, considering her straightforward attitude with her own blindness. She must know that not all share her own comfort with such things. No, it's okay. I have a pretty, I guess the best way to put it is, messed up heart arrhythmia. I had a bad heart attack a while ago because of it, and spent most of the spring in the hospital. Ended up in Yamaku on doctor's orders. She silently nods her head in acknowledgement. My answer, though, only seems to make Lilly furrow her brow even further. She doesn't seem quite know how to react, given we don't really know each other that well. I can't really fault it for her, given I have the exact same reaction. To my surprise, in a moment's time her face shows that she comes to some sort of realization.
Wait, so the time when Emmy and you collided in the hallway...
I grimace slightly. Her ability to connect the dots quite so fast and unexpected. Yeah, I guess I'm a textbook example of why those rules about running in the corridors exist. That was a lot more dry than I'd intended. Lilly visibly shies away from continuing the topic. Well, I do want to assuage, I don't know, her concern. I really don't want to dwell on this either. Don't worry about it. I try to offer a reassuring smile, but then I realize the futility. Without knowing this, Lilly smiles at me reassuringly, but doesn't say anything either. Arriving at the dorms, Rin stops in front of her mural as if lightning struck her. She'd been so quiet for almost all of the walk back that I'd all but forgotten she was there.
It's Friday, isn't it? Yes, Friday the 8th of June.
This is bad.
Bad? Why?
I think I'm going to go into a fetal position and throw up. Possibly in reverse order.
Is something wrong?
No, nothing is wrong. It's Friday and nothing is wrong yet. This mural, it's going to need to be finished by Sunday, so everything's alright. Do you have any drugs? Or a time machine? This is not good. Not good. So she's behind her schedule. Recalling Shizune's exasperation at Rin's carefree attitude several days ago, I don't know what to think. She's left herself open for "I told you so," unless she can pull off whatever she needs to pull off by Sunday morning. Rin keeps staring at her mural, looking as mortified as she can. Leave me. I'm going to need to work on this for a while.
Run, you fools!
I glance at Lilly, expecting her to share an incredulous look with me as I roll my eyes, but then I realize she's not one to do that kind of thing. Leave me. We do, of course, not wanting to aggravate her any more than she already is. There's a churning bad feeling in my gut. Rin sure has a knack of making people feel worried about her. She seems like a person who should never be left alone. Maybe we should call someone? She sounded like she was going into shock or something.
I'm sure she will be just fine. She's just, how to say?
Lilly cocks her head a little, trying to find a polite way of calling Ren crazy without calling her crazy. Unique?
Yes, a very unique person.
I guess you could say that. She goes with the notion melodiously, nodding in agreement.
Sorry about leaving you stranded as you talked to her. I don't really understand her, so I keep my distance.
So my guess was right. Lilly offers a slight apologetic smile as if to say she was sorry for her own shortcomings that prevented her from coming closer to Ren. I'm not one to blame her at all. Lilly lets slip a long breath, probably a disguised yawn. I imagine she's as exhausted by all this as I am.
I'd better leave now, and give these to Hanako. Thanks for the company, Hisao.
She smiles very sweetly at me. Feels different than normal, despite the fact that she seems to be smiling so often. I can't put my finger on what's the difference is. It's just different. Relaxed, I'd say, but that's probably just relief over getting rid of Ren, maybe. Yeah. Good night. Say hi to Hanako for me.
I will. Good night.
I'm not waiting for the transition this time around. The students roll into class for the Saturday morning sessions, each and every one of them sporting the tired eyes of people that have worked through the night. With only a day left to prepare, I suppose it's not so surprising. Thankfully, we only have to suffer through classes until the lunch break, and then our time is our own. Muto lurches into class in a tired stagger. I suppose students aren't the only people here that enjoy their late Friday nights. Without saying a word, he scrawls some page and question numbers on the board and slumps down at his desk. It's completely atypical behavior for him, but it appears that no one in the class is going to call him out on it. Wordlessly, the students shuffle their textbooks into position and get to work. Not wanting to break the trend, I do the same. Fatigue has made the class antisocial. Not a peep is heard among the ruffling papers. That can partly be attributed to the 2 empty seats beside me. For some reason, Misha and Shizune aren't present, probably doing student council work for the festival. It's very quiet without Misha present. I wonder if she was born as rowdy as she is, or if she is making up for Shizune's lack of voice. Nakai, can I speak to you for a moment? I'm so engrossed in thinking about Misha that I don't even notice Muto approaching me. Sure, what's this about? It's probably better if we speak outside the classroom. Something about this doesn't sound too good, but I stand up and follow him out into the hallway. Muto stands in the hallway, scratching his head as he words out what he is trying to say. Not knowing what is going on, I wait silently. So, tell me, how are things? Things? I expected Muto to be a little vague, but this is pushing the limits. You know, things. You've had a week to settle in now, so how are things? Fine, I guess. I see. And how is your condition? The pause before condition seemed a little unnecessary. I haven't had any problems so far. A brief shimmer of relief passes across Muto's face. Good, that's good. The school nurse was a little concerned that you might have been pushing yourself a bit too hard. He asked me to keep an eye on you when he couldn't. That makes sense. I'd ask that you don't blow us off so freely. As much as we try to give you the level of education that you would get at a normal school, you have to realize that you have limits. Our goal is to make sure that you know where those limits are, and how to maximize your potential within them. Do you follow me? I guess. I mean, I don't plan on doing anything stupid. Well, that's a start, I suppose. So then, on to my next question. How are you finding your studies? I understand you were laid up for a while. We're not too far ahead, are we? I don't really think so. I tried to keep up when I was in the hospital, so it hasn't been too hard. Muto taps his chin and raises an eyebrow as he absorbs this information. Is that so? I suppose there are still students out there that realize the importance of learning. I wouldn't go that far. I was only trying to keep myself occupied in my little life support prison. Well, yeah, you've got to keep up with these things, right? That's exactly it. One wrong move in this world, and you're left behind, right? Right. Wouldn't want that to happen.
No, you wouldn't. Every week there's this new scientific discovery. Most of them mean nothing to the layperson, but any one of them could be the key to the next big thing.
I'll keep that in mind. It's obvious that Muto's serious talk is over, and he's gone back to his standard, slightly scatterbrained approach to life. I think in hindsight that I prefer him this way. He's slightly more predictable in his unpredictability.
Well then, I think that's all I really had to say. Let's get back inside, shall we?
My relief at that suggestion is insurmountable. Sure, you're the boss, right?
Muto pauses for a moment. I don't think any of my students have ever said that to me before.
For an instant, I consider replying to this, but something deep within me tells me to shut my mouth and get back into the classroom. A few students jump at the sound of the door, rapidly trying to pretend that they are working on the questions on the board. Some don't even bother, their heads slumped on their desks as they nap. Thankfully, it would appear Muto doesn't even notice them. He returns to his desk and retrieves a scientific journal from one of the drawers. I guess I got to him there. The class returns to the near silence that Muto and I left it in before our chat. Mixed feelings of tiredness and anticipation buzz around the room. Everyone here is either waiting for a chance to rest or the chance to get their last-minute preparations underway. The clock on the wall slowly ticks and remaining class time away, until finally the bell cries out, ending the torment.
Before you all leave, I expect the answers for those problems by Monday.
The class sighs as one, instantly regretting slacking off, but still acutely aware of the more pressing issues at hand. The classroom empties in a blink as everyone rushes to their last-minute festival preparations. I stay behind and try to quickly finish the questions, so I don't have to bother with it over the rest of the weekend with the festival and all tomorrow. Apart from me, Hanako is the only one left, obviously waiting for Lilly. It's weird that Lilly comes all the way to our classroom to pick her up. I expect that moving around is at least nominally harder for her than it is for Hanako. But it's none of my business, and I naturally don't ask about it from Hanako. Despite the relative proximity of our seats, neither tries to strike up a conversation about that or anything else either, so an oppressive silence falls upon the classroom. Time passes in silence, probably just 15 minutes or so, but it feels longer. I turn pages of my notebook, Hanako turns pages of the novel she's reading. My pencil lead splinters against the paper, just when I was about to finish a paragraph. The sounds of my irritated sigh and subsequent fumbling around for a sharpener feel like they're breaking the mood in the classroom. Hanako keeps her eyes firmly away from my direction. Before long, Lilly's tall figure appears in the doorway.
Hanako.
Her name is all it takes to make Hanako jump up from her desk and run to Lilly. They talk quietly for a moment, but it isn't long before Lilly leaves down the hall and Hanako idles back into the classroom, taking her seat once again. I watch Hanako out of the corner of my eye, out of sheer curiosity at the idea that the two would be separated. For a couple of minutes she does nothing but sit with her chin in her hand, staring at the desk dejectedly. The boredom evidently becomes too much for her though. Her slender frame reaches into her bag to pull out a book. Come to think of it, that isn't the same one I saw her reading in the library. She must be quite a fast reader to get through them all at this rate. But why would Lilly leave her to her own devices? It seems quite out of the ordinary given by Hanako's reaction. Ah, that's right. I think Lilly mentioned something about going into town today before Rin bumped into us. The thought of that walk makes me look outside. The bright sun and occasional people wandering and enjoying the afternoon makes me yearn to get out of school, or at least do something other than sit here. Giving into one of my worst vices, procrastination, I decide that history is a subject best studied on Sunday, or a Monday, or any day other than this one. I give a grunt as I lever myself out of my seat, briefly debating with myself whether or not to hang out with Kenji. He doesn't strike me as the enjoying the nice weather outside with others kind of person, really. I guess I'll catch up with him later. Changing tacks, I briefly entertain the idea of talking with Hanako, but by the time I look at her seat, it's vacant. She must have left for the library. There's gotta be something to do that can kill time. We're gonna walk into town, because this is literally like the only other... You have to change so little to get Lilly instead of Hanako. God damn. Okay, I'm gonna end the part there, though. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you later. Peace.